incredibly surprised that people aren't aware of the dynamics that we face in black culture. Actually, I'm not surprised because, at the end of the day, I'm going to say things for how it is. Black people are like crabs in a bucket. It's like at one moment there's a crab climbing out, and then the other crabs are just dragging that black person down. And this is the problem I feel like we deeply face, which has just ruined the way that we ultimately interact with each other, because it is due to the systematic teachings that we have kind of undergone that have led us to believe that we are inferior. And as a result of this, we tear each other down, okay? We have immense conflicts in all our families. I'm not saying all black families are like this, but I'm saying for a majority in the collective, you'll find that there is disagreement, or let me say there is family always going against another family in belief, in thoughts, in idea. We just don't get along for some reason, and it's quite a shame, because at the end of the day you have to realize one thing, that level of oppression that we've been taught. Our role after the civil rights movement and all of the freedom fighters was to transcend above those methods, those laws, but instead we have kind of bought into it. And as a result of buying into this idea of teaching, we tear each other down from the inside, okay? We don't work together. We call the police on each other. We call authorities on each other. We do our best to capitalize on the monetary gain that we have as family. We were always arguing over small things like whose money this is, or whose property that is, or things that happened in the past that are like so irrelevant. And this is just the level of small, peanut-minded thinking that completely holds us back from growing as a people. These maneuvers, unfortunately, are very effective, given that they work from the inside and then they manifest out. When you're in this position, right, for instance, you think you can trust someone. You think your personal knowledge, your information, your story, or you think you're understood. But you got people who, they know what you've been through, they know historically exactly what's going on, and they'll still choose to deploy some sort of constructive criticism that may not settle well. And sadly, this is the problem that I feel like a lot of people don't really take into account. How, you notice, we are always in conflict. In the music industry, there's conflict. Whenever we see a black man rising, there's conflict. We had a black president, and I'm telling you, most of the hate that I've ever heard that came from this president came from our own people. All right, we've had several artists who we had the opportunity to support in their music and obviously in their come up, and then out of nowhere we deploy such hate, such negativity, just when the white media decides to report a supposed story based on what they want you to believe is true. Us black people, instead of sticking behind the one who's supporting our community, we kind of tear that person down. And this is repetitive, this is evident, this is a continual pattern that has not ceased to stop. Furthermore, it never will, because we have that mentality that we're entitled. And I think that's the one thing we need to realize as black people. We are not entitled to anything that is offered. We have no authority over family, to speak on behalf of the entire community. You don't know the extent that we have to go through, first of all, to make it out of our homes, which do not provide any support, certainly not without expecting something in return. And usually the return is a monetary expectation, or kind of like a controlling expectation, to the point where if it's like, because I helped you, and I'm speaking in third person, because one person helped person A, helped person B, person A feels entitled to kind of gain authority and tell person B how to govern his life and what to do with his overall circumstances. This is the thinking that we really need to break. It will never reach a conclusion, like I said, unless we can actually acknowledge that this is a broken way of thinking. That's your family, that's your friend, that's your brother, right? That's your companion. You once upon a time, your elders suffered together and worked together despite the differences. And here we are throwing shade at each other, doing all sorts of things behind the scenes. And you really have to comprehend.